Texas floods 2025. While Trump played politics, Mexican firefighters risked arrest and saved lives. The true heroes America ignores. When the unforgiving waters of the Guadalupe River surged through Texas in July 2025, they swept away lives, homes, and hope. Over 100 souls were lost, families were shattered, and entire communities were left clinging to survival. In moments like these, leadership isn't just expected, it's demanded. Yet what did the people of Texas get? A political showman, Donald Trump, who made a spectacle of himself, spinning empty words and taking credit for disasters he neither managed nor understood. Trump did not organize rescue teams. He did not wade into the floodwaters or personally coordinate relief efforts. Instead, he hid behind self-serving rhetoric, pretending to be a savior while doing nothing substantive. The real saviors, Mexican firefighters who risked everything. The real heroes did not come from the gilded halls of Washington or the pompous podiums of MAGA rallies. They came from across the border. Mexican firefighters from Coahuila, part of the 9/11 Ciudad Acuña Foundation, who answered the desperate calls for help without hesitation. Ignoring political barriers, these firefighters crossed into Texas with one mission: to save lives. Some risked arrest under harsh immigration policies. Some were even detained during their selfless service. But none backed down. They navigated flooded streets, battled dangerous currents, searched tirelessly for survivors, and evacuated those trapped by the relentless rise of the waters. Their bravery is the purest form of heroism, putting humanity before borders, compassion before politics, and courage before convenience. Arrested for saving lives. A national shame. While they were risking their freedom and safety, some Mexican rescuers were arrested by U.S. authorities. Arrested for crossing a border to save lives. This tragic paradox reveals a deep, systemic failure in America, a country that demonizes immigrants and erects walls, yet depends on their courage when disaster strikes. How can a nation criminalize the very people who run toward danger while the rest run away? This injustice stains the American ideal and exposes the cruel hypocrisy of a government more interested in political games than people's lives. Trump's leadership, a hollow performance. In stark contrast to these brave souls, Donald Trump's disaster leadership was nothing more than a hollow performance. No coordinated response, no federal mobilization, no acts of real compassion. Just propaganda, divisive rhetoric, and attempts to turn tragedy into political capital. While the Mexican firefighters risked everything, Trump focused on boosting his image, ignoring the growing crisis, and dismissing the very people who showed up to help as others unworthy of praise or support. What this disaster reveals: America's real crisis. This catastrophe exposes more than just the devastation of a flood. It lays bare America's political rot, its failure to lead, and its refusal to recognize the humanity and heroism of immigrants and neighbors. In the face of climate change, disasters like the Texas floods will only become more frequent and more deadly. But instead of uniting to face these threats, some politicians choose to divide, to scapegoat, and to silence those who act selflessly. The courage of the Mexican firefighters offers a powerful rebuke to this cynical politics. A reminder that real leadership is not about who shouts the loudest, but who steps forward in the face of danger. Questions America must confront. Why do we celebrate empty slogans while ignoring the silent sacrifices of true heroes? How long will we criminalize those who risk everything to save us? When will we reject the divisive rhetoric that pits neighbor against neighbor and instead embrace solidarity? A tribute to courage beyond borders. To the Mexican firefighters who braved arrest, hostility, and danger, you are the true champions of Texas 2025. You showed what it means to be heroic, not for applause or politics, but because it was the right thing to do. To Donald Trump and his MAGA followers, your leadership is a stain on America's soul. You traded lives for power, indifference for action, and politics for people. History will remember who stood tall when the waters rose. And it will not be you. Final word. The Texas floods were a natural disaster, but the real tragedy is the political disaster that followed. It's a call to awaken, to honor true bravery, and to reject the hollow men who trade human lives for headlines. Because when it comes down to it, heroism knows no borders, no flags, no political parties. It is found in those who act, even when the world turns its back.